I just recently finished covering the bonus Yahiko story arc at the top of volume 5 of the manga, and although I made videos covering the 3-chapter arc individually, here's a video writing about the arc entirely. The 3-act arc centers around Yahiko stepping up to a conflict without directly getting Kenshin involved, and although the entire dojo finds a way to contribute with Yahiko's conflict resolution, Yahiko essentially saves the day with his own 2 hands. If you've seen the episode of the anime or you read the manga, then you know that Kenshin and Sanosuke show up to intimidate the other men that were ordered to kill Yahiko. I love rereading the story arc in that we get a glimpse of the slice of life of the Kamiya dojo, what everyone is doing during the lull in the story, how Kenshin actually does laundry and Kaoru runs or attempts to run her dojo. Sanosuke really is a bum, and now that he's quit being a fighting merchant, it shows us why he's always skipping out on his tab at the Akabeko. It's not cause he's cheap, though he is, it's also cause he's a jobless bum. Moments such as these make the characters in the world feel real because it can't always be high highs all the time. There needs to be downtime once in a while for the sake of the readers and the mental state of our heroes. Can you imagine how on edge they would be if something were to happen all the time? But what I love about this story so much is the most interesting thing happening to these characters during this lull is around the youngest member of the Kenshin Gumi, Yahiko. He snuck off to get a job at the Akabeko, but he won't tell anyone about it, so the group follows him. It's here that we find out that the new girl at work, Tsubame, is the daughter of a samurai family who used to serve the family of this creep. He feels that despite customs changing in the Meiji era, Tsubame should still serve him. Yahiko gets involved to protect Tsubame, and he gets his ass kicked. Until Kenshin advises him on how to defend himself against a group of opponents, Yahiko gets his rematch and saves the day. What's cool about this though is that Kenshin guides Yahiko. He never actually gets directly involved in the conflict, and when Yahiko is getting beat the first time, Kenshin chooses to silently stay out of it. Why? So that Yahiko can learn how to fight his own battles. This is worth noting because Kenshin's initial interaction with Yahiko, Kenshin kept treating Yahiko as a child despite Yahiko demanding his respect. Kenshin acknowledges the strength and conviction in Yahiko's heart, and this is his first trial as a student of the Kamiya Kashin, and for Kenshin to get involved is to insult the warrior growing within Yahiko. Kaoru and Sanosuke do not understand this at first, but soon get caught up on what Kenshin was doing, and with that, the two found a way to do the same, though in a more comical way. Yahiko builds a device to help himself train against multiple enemies, and Sanosuke and Kaoru both blow it off. As the teacher of the Kamiya Kashin, she understands the nuances that involve fighting actual people with a sword, and that it can't easily be replicated with a machine. Sanosuke doesn't actually offer any advice, but rather insults it so that Yahiko uses his head to better think of the situation, and Kenshin indirectly tells him how to fight multiple enemies by giving him a tactic that he used during the Bakumatsu. This is all well and good, but the heart of the matter, the reason that Yahiko got involved in this conflict was because he went out in search of a job. Why? Well, it wasn't for any of the reasons that the group thought it was. It wasn't for girls, it wasn't for food, and it wasn't to better help him train. It was so that Yahiko may one day buy a sakabato, a reverse blade sword. What this means is that Yahiko really looks up to Kenshin, not just the way he sees Kenshin as an amazing fighter, but that he actually wants to grow up to be just like him. It's endearing to see Yahiko look at Kenshin this way, as he is the kid in the group, and the audience is essentially Yahiko watching Kenshin. Yahiko is a surrogate to the children at home watching Kenshin do the cool sword stuff in the anime and the manga. But not only that, he studied Kenshin. Carefully with each of Kenshin's fights, Yahiko is watching, observing, and practicing so that he may one day use the same moves as the man that he looks up to. He might as well have his own sakabato. And Kenshin also reminds him that as a student of the Kamiya Kashin style, his life is not his life to throw away with defeat. He must survive each battle so that the people he is protecting survive as well. This notion has been implemented to Yahiko right from the start, and it's cool to see this manifest in the narrative as well, since there's time in the story for the characters to breathe. Let's focus on Yahiko practicing what he learns. Thanks everyone for making it to the end of the video, and if you've been following the Wandering Samurai study, then this video really isn't anything new. This arc is so small and I enjoyed it enough that I figured making a video talking about the arc itself wouldn't be such a bad thing, right? Well, if you're new here, I actually do have a video series called The Wandering Samurai Study where we review and analyze every single act told in Rurouni Kenshin. Check it out if you want, give this video a thumbs up, and if you like it, comment down below something nice to make my day. I'll catch you all next time. Bye, cha.